What's going on YouTube? It's your boy camATL. Shout out to the DFS squad. Shout out to everybody watching this video right now. Drop a like down below because I already know you're gonna love it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Make sure you comment anything down in the comment section to enter your name into the $50 giveaway that I do every single week on this channel. Thank you guys as always for joining me. We absolutely dominated the early slate with greenlightdfs.com. We had Gurriel and we had Albies. Both of them absolutely smashed for early slate, so that was an easy W. As I'm recording, this main slate is going, so I'm not going to even speak on that yet. But anyway, yeah, so we've been doing great, man. Let's go ahead and keep it going. Let's get right into this. Now, I'm sorry. I want to apologize that I didn't go live yesterday. My girlfriend's car had some issues, so I had to take it to the shop, and that was kind of during the time I normally would go live. I had to bring her car to the shop to deal with that and all that, so that's why there was no live show. But we will have our live show on Wednesday. All right, we will have our live show tomorrow, and everything will be back to normal. Actually, sorry, today's Wednesday. Thursday. I lose track of time sometimes. So Thursdays live show. As I'm recording this, it's Wednesday, so this is Thursday's slate that I'm about to talk about right now. And Thursday we will have the live show, so make sure you hit the notification next to subscribe so it lets you know when we go live, and come join us and talk this slate out. Now let's get straight into this. I'm not going to waste too much time. We're going to fly right through this. At pitcher, Jon Gray and Dallas Keuchel are the two guys I really love. These two guys are in absolutely fantastic spots, and it allows us to kind of get whatever bats we want as well. Both guys have a solid K rate and great matchups. Jon Gray is in San Diego, a very pitcher-friendly ballpark that suppresses home runs. Okay, he's going to face a ton of right-handed bats, which his K rate is great versus righties. He's only 8.2, so I think he can get us a solid 20 plus, and I think that's going to be enough there at 8.2. I love Jon Gray in this matchup in the very pitcher-friendly ballpark. Next up, Dallas Keuchel. He's been pretty damn solid lately, and now he's going to Miami, a very pitcher-friendly ballpark, also suppresses home runs, and they are a very righty-heavy lineup. I'm loving Dallas Keuchel in this one, regardless of a whole bunch of the whole damn lineup's going to be righties. It doesn't really bother me at all. Dallas Keuchel is a solid option, even though he's a lefty against Miami. They strike out a ton versus lefties. They strike out a ton versus both. Okay, and the thing that Dallas Keuchel does the best is he forces guys to hit the ball on the ground. Okay, when they do make connection, they hit it down. Okay, so this is a great situation in a pitcher-friendly ballpark in Miami. He should be able to suppress the runs. I think Atlanta's going to absolutely dominate Miami and give him some run support. So fire up Dallas Keuchel at 8K, and this is kind of the range that I'm sticking to on this slate. You got Chris Sale going against LA, which is a tough matchup for Chris Sale, to say the least. Madison Bumgarner's going against a Philly squad that could definitely get to him as well, but I'm okay with him if you want to do that. Aaron Nola is a decent option, but he's also pretty damn expensive. Outside of that, there's nobody who really sticks out to me that I'm super interested in. I mean, you could go Eric Lohr against Colorado. Colorado's not the same Colorado team when they're on the road, but there are guys who can mash lefties on that team, so that bothers me a little bit too. But so yeah, Dallas Keuchel and Jon Gray together is kind of the way I'm going to roll on this one. All right? Now for the bats. We have two Chicago guys first that I'm going to talk about, and then we'll get to Whit Merrifield. Kris Bryant and Nick Castellanos. Now, Castellanos just joined Chicago, and he's been playing fantastic ever since he did so. Now, Castellanos and Bryant have one thing in common. They both mash left-handed pitching. Kris Bryant, throughout his entire career, has mashed lefties. Same thing with Castellanos, mashes lefties. And now they're going to be in Cincinnati, a very hitter-friendly ballpark. I love Kris Bryant and Nick Castellanos in this one for sure. I definitely want exposure to both of these dudes, and I absolutely love them both on this slate. Last but not least, Whit Merrifield at 4-1. I really love Whit here because he's a guy who also hits lefties very well. Now, Boyd is a solid lefty, don't get me wrong, okay? But when you look at the numbers and how Merrifield has done versus him his entire career, it's absolutely ridiculous, okay? He's had 34 at-bats against Boyd, 15 hits for a .441 batting average versus Boyd. And when Whit gets on base, he's always a threat to steal as well. All right, so I love Whit Merrifield for the stolen base potential, for the history. That BVP is very solid. Normally, I won't take too much merit on BVP unless it's a very solid sample size, and 34 at-bats is a very solid sample size, and hitting a .441 in that span is very good. He's only struck out 6 times in 34 at-bats. against Matthew Boyd. So I absolutely love Whit Merrifield. I expect him to get on base multiple times, and when he gets on base, he's always a threat to add points with his base running. Okay, stolen base potential, I absolutely love him. All right, last thing I want to talk about is, you guys know I love John Gray, and John Gray could end up being fairly chalky. Now, because of that, in GPPs, there are a few guys who have had great success against John Gray, okay? Will Myers has done well versus John Gray with a 14 out of 34 at-bats for a .412 batting average. Manny Machado has gone 6 of 16 for 2 home runs and a .375. And then Hunter Renfroe has been very, very solid. 9 at-bats, 5 hits, 3 of them were home runs for a .556. So those 3 guys to offset that John Gray ownership, if he does end up being a chalky option in GPP, that's a fine chance to take with those guys. But to also let you know, Machado and Myers have also struck out a bunch. Okay, both of them, like Will Myers has struck out 10 times versus John Gray throughout his 34 at-bats. So that's a lot of strikeouts too. So I'm expecting Gray. He might give up a few home runs in this one, but that strikeout rate is going to make up for it. In GPP, like I said, though, if you want to offset that ownership, Will Myers, Machado, and Hunter Renfroe, I'm not going to hate you. I'm not going to hate you for playing those guys in GPP if John Gray, in fact, ends up being very popular, which I would expect him to be with this matchup against San Diego. All right, now let's get into the home run predictions, guys. I know what you all came for. That's pretty much what you're here for anyway. We've been spot on with them. Soler got us a double dong. You know, I love my boy Soler. He got us a double dong the other day. So let's go ahead and keep this going. All right. I'm going to mention about 10 guys that I love the most. Okay. Now, these could be on any slate. Remember, I'm going to talk about guys who play during the day, period. All right. Now, I really like some Boston guys, okay? JD Martinez, they're facing a left-handed pitcher in Dylan Peters, so Mookie Betts is a good shot for a home run, as well as JD Martinez. Both of those guys are good shots as well. Javier Baez left the game the other day, so we got to keep an eye on whether he's going to play or not, but him, Chris Bryant, and Castellanos are all in good spots to hit home runs. Eugenio Suarez has the righty-lefty against Cole Hamels. Suarez has been in a great spot. We mentioned him as a home run call the other day. He also hit one, so that worked out great. Aaron Judge is in a great spot, righty-lefty against Pannoni. I like his matchup as well. In GPPs, I'm okay with Mike Trout picking on Chris Sale. Nobody's going to play Trout against Sale, but this is still Mike Trout, and he could definitely still get him a home run. What else? Oh, yeah, so I mentioned Chris Bryant. We definitely want him. Nolan Arenado with the righty-lefty against Lohr. Definitely like him in that one. I will go ahead and say I think Hunter Renfroe gets one against John Gray, even though I love John Gray. As you guys heard, I mean, 5 of 9 for 3 home runs. 3 of his 5 hits were home runs against Gray, so he sees him fairly well. Obviously, some of those could have been in course, okay, but I still love Renfroe. He mashes righty, so he's in a great spot. And then let's do a few more. I'm going to go Ronald Acuna Jr. My Braves have been absolutely on fire. I love Ronald Acuna Jr. He's become one of my favorite players in the entire league, man. I love that dude. He does everything. Absolutely love him. And then I'm going to do a few more. I already mentioned Castellanos. All right. And then some other guys that we can consider on this slate would be... Those are really my main guys. Maybe Chavez. Chavez for Boston could get one with the righty-lefty matchup against Dylan Peters. I also like that as well. And that's about it, guys. That's about it. Oh, Xander Bogaerts. Let's add him too. I like a lot of these Boston guys. I mean, we got Betts, JD, Xander, and Chavez who could all hit home runs against Dylan Peters in this one against a lefty. They have a lot of guys who hit lefties very, very well. So I think Peters is in a bad spot here. I think some Cincinnati guys for sure against Cole Hamels. Love Suarez. And definitely want to take advantage of Chris Bryant and Castellanos, the way they hit lefties. All right? Thank you guys, as always, for joining me. Let's go ahead and keep smashing this shit, man. Greenlightdfs.com, 150 likes down below.